Well, for those that really want me to go out here and say fire everybody and I'm gonna blame one person for this loss, and for me to be upset about it, I don't think I can do it today. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. Like I'm not angry. I'm not livid. I'm not any of those things. I'm just heartbroken. That's all it is. I'm just heartbroken. This is not a fun game. It was a fun game throughout. Not a fun game at the end. It was something that you knew what was going to happen when the final minutes were there. I said this on the stream when there was like 4 minutes left and we couldn't do anything with it and we had to give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. It was about 4 minutes left. The Giants still had two timeouts and the Chiefs had two timeouts. From there on, I knew we were going to lose the game. And I said it in that stream because I know there was 4 minutes that the Chiefs had to move downfield and eventually kick a field goal and give us a minute and 7 seconds left with no timeouts. The reason why, I don't know why, constantly, Giants fans are always trying to calm me down when we're in the final seconds of the game, final minutes of the game, final game-winning drive. When is the last time the Giants had a game-winning drive like that with a minute left and they drove down all the way down the field and either kicked a field goal or a touchdown? You guys can put it in the comment section below. I don't remember the last time that's happened, but that is so much of a distant memory. It should not be on you guys' forefront in your minds. Okay, there's a minute and 7 seconds left in the game with no timeouts. You really thought Daniel Jones and the offense, not Daniel Jones himself, like he wasn't able to do it, but Daniel Jones and his offense was able to go down the field. I said this right before they started the drive. I said at the end of the first half, the Giants had 2 minutes and 5 seconds to move down the field, and they wound up going 15 yards backwards. I said I expect the Giants to do the same thing in this time. And guess what? We moved backwards. We had 2 straight sacks on third and fourth down. So there it was. Or what was it? Second down and fourth down. We had sacks. So there's that. So throughout the game, I was satisfied throughout the game. It seemed like we were mimicking the Chiefs, not in a good way or not in a bad way either, but we were mimicking the Chiefs. We were going interception for interception, touchdown for touchdown, 2 yard 3 and out, and a 2 yard 3 and out. Constantly, we were mimicking the Chiefs offense. We were doing the same thing with the Giants offense. But then we started to differentiate a little bit, and the Giants found themselves up 17-14 in this game, and we felt like we had a chance. And then the Chiefs kicked their tying field goal, and then they kicked their game-winning field goal due to Harrison Butker. Let's go on to the stats so that we could talk about the game more. So Daniel Jones actually played himself. Listen, it's like the same thing every single game. Daniel Jones plays himself a good game. He's averaging right around like that 220 yards or 200 yards a game. So he's doing that every single game. Threw a pick in this game. It was not a good pick. Willie Gay read him like a book. Stared down his receiver on those spot routes, which we got to stop doing. 2 touchdowns in this game. So he played himself a fine game. He really did play himself a fine game. Patrick Mahomes was off to a slow start. Wound up getting his sidearms going and wound up moving down the field and really did a good job evading pressure. Like, you would think the Giants had less pressure than they did against Carolina. No, the Giants were having good pressure throughout the game, and sometimes they were even rushing just 3 guys. We were getting good pressure on Patrick Mahomes, but the thing is, he's not Sam Darnold. So Patrick Mahomes was able to get the ball out in a faster time than a Sam Darnold did, causing Sam Darnold to go down 3 times and P.J. Walker to go down 3 times, rather than Patrick Mahomes, who only went down twice when it was absolutely nowhere to go. No options for Patrick Mahomes to go, and he just had to go down. So the Giants, as far as their defensive line did, with the lack of blitzing that we do, did a fine job against the offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs, except run stuffing. The run blocking for the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line was absolutely elite today. They were able to do anything they wanted to us on the ground. Although you look at the yards per carry of these running backs, Darrell Williams and Derek Gore, the yards per carry they don't flash out at you, right? 4.4 is good. Matter of fact, it's decent, all right? It's decent, but Darrell Williams, 3.8, you would think they just didn't have a good game. They were getting chunk yardage after chunk yardage after chunk yards. I'm talking 8-yard, 9-yard, 10-yard runs that were just gashing this defense away, especially you're playing in cold weather, so these guys are getting tired very, very fast. It's very hard to breathe in cold weather. You look at the Giants' receiving core, and matter of fact, their running game. Devontae Booker did pretty well today. 15 carries, 60 yards, got off to a slow start. Was starting to gash the offense or gash the defense a little bit as the day went on, especially in between the tackles. The Giants were actually able to get something going in between the tackles rather than trying to cook something up on the outside, some kind of trickery outside to run the outside and get some yardage that way. We were actually running the ball downfield, putting our heads down, and running right through the gaps. John Ross, whenever his name is called, he always performs. 3 targets, 2 receptions, 72 yards, had a big 53-yard bomb. They're calling it a 50-yard here, but I think it was a 53-yard bomb. Did a great job there. Devontae Booker was there when Daniel Jones needed him, especially when he dumped off to him. Kadarius Toney, he came out in this game with an injury. He did, although it was 4 receptions, 26 yards, he did get us down the field. They had 2 crucial catches to get us down the field to score that touchdown to get us in with the lead. So he did a great job. In my opinion, I think Tony did a great job. I wish he could have stood on the field longer. He went out with that thumb injury. We'll see what happens with that. Sterling Shepard went out with the quad injury. He's probably out for the season, man. I think he re-aggravated his hamstring again or something like that. It had to be something like that. Kyle Rudolph gets his first touchdown. 2 receptions, 12 yards. Evan Ingram also had 2 receptions for 12 yards, but then had a catch late to get him 3 for 15. And also had a touchdown. So good job there. Darius Slayton had 2 targets and no catches. Darius Slayton dropped a crucial ball to get us closer to getting that first down and try to get a field goal out of it. Man, speaking of that, I got to go off on a tangent here. I usually like to go down and talk about each player and try to, that taunting call was a killer. It's all over Twitter right now. Hopefully, they got to fix this, man. I know Roger Goodell came out and said that it's not us. The owners actually wanted these things to happen. So I'm thinking it's John Mara. John Mara is at the forefront of all these decisions coming from owners. And the fact that John Mara's own decision came back and bit him because of Elijah Penny's taunting call. If I'm the coach for Elijah Penny, if I'm Joe Judge, if I'm the special team coordinator, Thomas McGahee, if I'm Jason Garrett, I'm not yelling. Or if I'm the running backs coach, I am not getting mad at Elijah Penny at all. I can't get mad at Elijah Penny at all. It's a taunting call. That's a 15-yard penalty, which is ridiculous. 15 yards. They allow the catch, but 15 yards? Come on. Anyway, I can't condemn Elijah Penny for that. Trash talk is part of football. It's how you get yourself motivated. It's how to get in the heads of the opposing player. It's part of a tactic of this game. And the fact that they're trying to strip that away from football, it makes it such a baby sport. It's terrible. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Mecole Hardman had a very good play. That 24-yard rush, that 24-yard sweep that just gashed us to get the Chiefs in field goal range at the end of the game. Man, that was a killer. Travis Kelce forced fumbling. Travis Kelce getting a fumble. Causing a fumble. No, he didn't cause a fumble. He fumbled. I'm losing it right now. But he fumbled in this game. If there's one thing Logan Ryan knows how to do, it's punch a ball out. I mean, he's like Peanut Tillman right now. He knows how to force a fumble. He did a good job there. Those who played a really good game, James Bradbury played a really good game on Travis Kelce. Almost had an interception of his own. Adoree Jackson almost had it. I mean, Patrick Mahomes could have had 4 interceptions in this game. Okay, Adoree Jackson down deep, who was guarding Tyreek, locking down Tyreek Hill deep, which I loved. Don't get me wrong. We couldn't guard him in the flats, but we definitely guarded him downfield. James Bradbury with the almost interception, staying in that hook zone and, getting the ball. Patrick Mahomes tried to fit it over him. James Bradbury had the hops, almost intercepted it. And then we had another another missed opportunity for an interception. Darnay Holmes almost had an interception. He did have an interception, but O'Shane Ximena jumped at the end of that final drive, and that was very crucial because that could have ended the game right there, and the Giants could have won. I'm over here trying. My mind wants to blame O'Shane Ximena so bad, but you can't just put it on one player. Not in this game. Not that we played a terrible game, but there was definitely a lot of things that happened. The Elijah Penny penalty, the Darius Slayton drop, the O'Shane Ximena jump, the two missed interception opportunities from James Bradbury and Adoree Jackson. Like, so many things could have shifted the momentum for this team. Although we had some things to go our way, like the first drive was an interception, like the fumble by Travis Kelce. Like, there were some things that went in our favor, but we have to capitalize on it. And there's no more moral victories in this game, in this season. There's no more moral victories for this team. I don't want to hear, well, if we have the right guys, if we're healthy, we can't give those excuses anymore. Last year was the chance to give those excuses with injuries, with trying to get on the right foot, with growing, with developing. I don't want to see any moral victories anymore. Was at least we came close. I don't want to see that anymore. I want to win. There's only so much growth and development a team can do without winning. You have to win. Now, I can see us losing against Kansas City. I already had us losing against Kansas City. But the way we did it was heartbreaking. I just felt like it was so in reach. I honestly thought we could get blown out in this game. Because I thought keeping up in a shootout would be tough. It didn't turn out to be a shootout, but it looked like that in the beginning. When the Giants fall to 2-6, no more moral victories. No more times are we going to lose a game and say, well, we came close, and then be 2-7, 2-8, 2-9. You can't. You got to find a way to win games. So, defensively, the Chiefs didn't really do anything special, honestly, defensively. I mean, they play a man defense, which is weird because I don't even think Spags played that with us. He played pure man defense. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But they played a lot of man defense, and they did very well. Sterling Shepard was locked up in the end zone. There were a couple rub routes that were locked up very well that other man teams probably wouldn't have been successful against, so they played a good game. Willie Gay had a interception. Willie Gay also had a key run stuff as well later in the game. Let's see. Adoree Jackson played himself a good. I think Adoree Jackson played himself a good game. He had some good tackles as well. Logan Ryan played a good game. Tay Crowder was okay. He had a taunting call of his own as well, or not a taunting call, unsportsmanlike conduct, whatever. He dragged Travis Kelce to the ground. There was also a face mask penalty that gave. Oh my God, this game. The last drive, the drive where Kansas City kicked the field goal. There was a face mask penalty that wasn't even a face mask penalty. 15 yards for no reason. And the only thing that people get to say is, well, that's unfortunate. There has to be some sort of reconciliation. There has to be some sort of, I don't know, chance to reverse that if it's a bad call. We live in a day and an age where we're in the future, guys. Technology is everywhere. We have cameras everywhere in every angle. And you're telling me that we can't get a chance to review a face mask penalty that was clearly not a face mask penalty? Like, can we just have a actual, good called game? Like, I get humans make mistakes, but this isn't the 1920s anymore. Why are we still relying on 50-year-old men's eyes to determine whether there's a call on the field or not when there's 22 players, young players, fast players running around everywhere, and there's 60-year-old men just hobbling around calling freaking face mask penalties that don't exist? Why are we doing this? I'm not saying this is why the Giants lost the game, but it's plays like this that constantly kill this team. And I know the announcer said, well, even though that was a bad call and you basically gave up a free 15 yards, you're still on the field. Somebody's got to go out there and make a play. I get all that. It's so easy to say when you're out there in the booth, but when you're playing against not only the team you're going up against, but the reliance on the eyes of these terrible referees, There's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do. Okay? You look going back to Clay Matthews at the end of his career. He was constantly getting roughing the passers when he would just put his pinky on a quarterback. Like, there's only so much you can do when you're playing against not only the team you're going up against, but you're also playing the Zebras as well. So that's a little bit of a rant there. I don't know. I just went off on a tangent. But, guys, good game. Listen, this is a good game. Good game, man. 20-17. I didn't expect us to be in this game as much as we were. So, good game. The Giants fall to 2-6. Not happy about it. But, you know, it's not like I can keep my head up high anyway because I don't know. Dante Pettis left with an injury. Sterling Shepard left with an injury. We don't know what's going on with Kadarius Toney. We'll see what happens. I don't even know who we play next week. Who do we play next week? Let me see who this team plays next week. We play the Raiders next week at home. So let's see. I mean, the Raiders are on a tear. I think they're coming off their bye as well. I could be wrong, and they're like scoring like 30 points a game since Gruden left. So there's that. But that being said, guys, leave a like if you guys enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys next time.